Hi guys, in today's video I wanted to do some more propagation of Echeverias and cleaning, and I also got a few new additions, and one of the additions was a neglected succulent arrangement that was a bit dehydrated, and I wanted to share with you what I'm gonna do with it, so let's get to it. I love my prolificas, guys, Echeverias, because they really are, like their name says, very prolific, and the color is beautiful on their lights, but they're like a mess. And I already removed, like, I think 2 medium heads and a lot of small heads, but as you can see, it's like pretty full. So I was thinking about possibly propagating, like separating some of these smaller and medium heads and leaving 1 or 2. And then they have all these little roots everywhere, and some of them already rooted in the ground. I mean, I can even cut this one off without the roots and it's gonna root just fine. Clean up some debris. Kyla is here helping me, or better say, messing with my stuff. Go, Kyla. So I might leave this one as it is, like that. And let's see what we have in here. Oh, it looks like these all rooted, so they could be planted individually. So one of the bad things about these prolificas is that they shed leaves really quickly, and leaves propagate really quickly, as you can see. That part is good, but the shedding part is not so good. But then you get a lot of babies. So there's little roots here and another Echeveria growing. So that's gonna be another one. And this one has little roots. And this one has roots as well. I mean, I can always shorten these like that. They're so cute. I love these. There is another one here that's rooted, and then there is a bunch of little ones that self-propagated to leaves, but this one, as you can see, is really already formed, so I think it's gonna survive. But some of these leaves I will probably kick out. Just clean up the pot. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pull this out of the soil because I wanna reuse the soil because it's fine, but I know I have roots here, so I don't want to keep those. So I'm gonna throw away some of the okay. Let's see what we have here. We have a lot of things here. It's so pretty though. I don't even want to separate it, but I know it needs cleaning, so I don't know. This one I think would look just fine, like on its own, like this. And then maybe clip some of these roots to look cleaner. This one has so many babies, so I don't even know where to start. Maybe to remove this one that's bigger. And root it separately. Oh, it had another baby, so root that in a different pot. And then try to clean the debris. Need to get my tweezers. Oh, look at all these little propagation underneath. I suppose in that case I should probably cut off these so that they can have more light. Actually, I don't know that it looks better than it was. I just think it has more space now for new growth. And this one looks cleaner. Just gonna put little rocks around it. So another one that I want to propagate is this, what it looks like purple sauron, but they had few in the store, and some were green like this, and some were like reddish, orangish, pinkish. And they were one by each other, so the conditions were not different. So I don't know if this one was just stressed and it's the same plant, or there is actually two different varieties. Somebody was suggesting that this may not be purple sauron, the one that I've been propagating so fast. So anyway, I got it. I don't know, do you guys see difference? Anyway, this one was full of aphids. I should have probably recorded when I came. I treated it first time, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. And I cut off the bloom, and there was a lot of dead leaves because of the pests. So I'm gonna repot this one, and I'm gonna also cut it. I'm gonna use thread for this one. And since some of the leaves have already fallen off, it's not gonna be a problem to cut through, I think. Yeah. All right, so this is where I want to cut it. Okay, there it is. Really nice clean cut. I didn't damage any leaves, so that's awesome. Except this one I'm just definitely gonna treat. I can feel the stickiness still. I'm gonna cut off this bloom all the way, bloom stem, and then we're gonna treat all of this, and then I think I'm gonna put this one in a big pot like that, and this one's gonna go in a smaller pot or in a propagation tray. I still keep coming back on how this looks, and I don't like it. I don't want to keep it like this, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this main plant and reroot it. Alright, I'm pulling this one out. Maybe I'm not gonna reroot it, we'll see. So maybe place this one on its own. This I think will look nice on its own. Has a lot of new growth here, so I'm gonna separate that. And then put the leftover stuff here in a propagation tray. I found a little tray that I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna place all these little plants here so they can grow, get bigger. I shorten some of these stems and also leave some space in between so that they can get larger. Here's the final look of the two pots with Prolificus, much cleaner look. And here's the tray that's going outside. I actually have another bunch of these in a conservatory that I donated because they really grow like crazy. So these are like the leftover stems with a little bit of cell-propagated leaves. So I tucked it in this tray, so hopefully they will all grow. I also repotted this Opalina into bigger pot, one size bigger pot. It used to be in this size pot, and they were like really getting big. So, all right, and that one is also potted up that I propagated, so they're all going under lights. So guys, in this next part of the video, I'm showing you my purchases from Lowe's and one more nursery. So let's take a look. So let's start with this, guys. Look what I found in Lowe's. I really think that this is a mistake. I have been in Lowe's for years. I go to any of the Lowe's in the area and I have never seen Obisa. And it says cactus with a flower, but this was in it, and there was no flower attached, fortunately. So yeah, I was really happy to find a bee sign. It looks really healthy, so super excited about that. Then I got this little guy. I'll show you in a minute. I have a big one, and the reason why I got this one is I think the other one that I have is getting too big for that medium black pot that I use, which means that I may not be able to keep it. I'm trying to keep only cacti when they're small in size because of the limited space that I have. So sometimes I start all over and sell the bigger one. So that's what I may need to do. This one here was a purchase from a clearance. Distress plant. I never seen this one before. It's called Echeveria Jessica, and I love the color, but when they were checking me out they didn't give me a discounted price. It was an accident, and they're like, well, we cannot fix it here, you just have to go to customer service and they're gonna gladly, you know, discount you. But customer service, you have to wait sometimes 10-15 minutes, and I'm like, forget it. So I paid almost full price on this one. There was like $1.50 or $2 more than what I was supposed to pay. And as you can see, it's really dehydrated. I don't know if it's gonna make it or not, but since I'm tired and it's evening, I'm just gonna let this one soak at least for one night. So this is rainwater in this cup. I'm gonna try to dunk this all the way, and hopefully it will feel better in a day or two. This one here is another purchase that I got. A lot of these plants I have, or I don't want to, but the reason why I got it is that they had a discount, 40% off, and I really wanted to get this plant. I don't have this one. I had it just in the beginning when I started collecting succulents, and then I suppose I never bought it since. So this is really dehydrated and distressed too, except this plant. As you can see, this is mimicry plant that's really dehydrated. Look at the wrinkly leaves. So, and this aloe also dehydrated, almost lost all of its leaves, and it's a small aloe. This Fred Eyes also shrinked and lost a lot of leaves. So I think this one needs to be soaked as well in the rainwater, and then I'm gonna deal with it a little bit later. So this is, guys, 24 hours later. So it's been soaked in water, and I can see that these top leaves have plumped up. These bottom leaves not quite yet, but they're getting much firmer. They're not as soft as yesterday. This one, I don't know, I think these perked up a little bit. They're not as soft. I have already repotted this little cactus. This one I haven't yet, and I'm thinking to work on this right now and separate these plants even though they are wet. All right, so I'm gonna try to pull it out carefully. Normally I prefer taking plants out when they are not wet, when the roots are not wet, but I think this is gonna work out, and I'm just pulling the strongest and biggest parts of the plant to see if it's gonna come out. Here it is, guys. Very much root bound, which I thought it will be. So I'm gonna use this opportunity to clean up all the debris first. Then right. I'm just working really carefully because I don't want to rip the roots. Just trying to untangle them. There. Okay. Next thing what we have here is this mimicry plant. And the thread ives separated on. There is another little one. Okay, so this looks like it has been a cutting at some point. Okay, I want to situate this plant first. This is actually the reason why I purchased this arrangement. I don't have this. I even forgot the name of this one. So I have an interesting pot here, and my hands are so dirty right now. It's a grayish pot. Oops. It's like this. Then I have to clean the second part of the plant. It's actually quite a bit of this plant now. When it's separated, you can see it's not small. Trying to see how it's gonna be nicer to turn it. Maybe this way. Yeah, I like it better like that. Now I just need to add some soil. I think this is gonna look really cute. Alright guys, so a little more soil that I need to add to this one. Now it just needs to be cleaned, but I think this is gonna be so cute. Love it. Alright, next thing that I need to situate. I'm really excited actually about this mimicry plant. I had that a long time ago, years ago. I think when I started collecting succulents, I saw in Lowe's some lit ups and some split rocks and these colorful mimicry plants, and at that time I didn't have lights, so they would always stretch and lose the pink color really quickly. So we'll see what happens with these. I definitely want to find them a nice spot. So this is one part of the plant, but I see that there is another plant that's here with one of the thread ives. These were also cuttings. I think that they just stuck them in, and then because they were really dry under lights, they got really tall and, you know, leggy. So I'm gonna, that's the different little part of this same plant. All right, and then there is this little aloe that I just cleaned up. It has beautiful color. It's just there is not much left from it because it was so dried up. But I cleaned it up, and hopefully if I start watering it regularly, it can grow more leaves. And there is a tiny little something that fell from somewhere. Looks like a Higgins. So this terracotta pot that the arrangement came in is like new, just a little bit dirty. So I'm gonna put a little rock on the bottom here because I don't have my screen, and I think I'm gonna put thread ives in this one for now. I might change my mind. Oh man, that's really leggy looking. I think this one really needs to be chopped. So I'm gonna add some more soil here since I'm going to add cuttings. I'm gonna chop this thread ives. I mean, I can leave this and it probably will grow something, so I may do that. We'll see. Okay. And then I'm gonna chop this one as well. Way too long. Alright guys, this is how it looks. It needs to be cleaned a bit. Might even put chicken grit here because I think it's gonna look so pretty because it's pinkish purple color. One more piece that I need to add here. So here is my mimicry plant, also quite dirty here. So I'm gonna, this one as you can see is very dehydrated. It's supposed to rain tonight. So I'm gonna let it be soaked this week on a rain. And hopefully that helps it recover. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I just need to find a little pot for it. So here is how they look next to each other, guys. So this is the big one that I have for a few years. And it's probably root bound here. It's been like, I think 2 years in this pot. And this is the new one. It is hard to part from this one. So, but I think I'm gonna have to do that. And now I want to show you some new tropical plant additions and propagation I want to do with them. So guys, here are my 2 new additions. I love this one. I have seen peperonia, I think it's called like something like watermelon, that is similar to this one, but it's flat. This one has a texture. And Meyer had it. And there was a few different ones. There was some that were purple color, and then there was some that were like smaller but darker green. This one was quite long, as you can see. It's almost like it stretched, and it was full of blooms. I have never seen these blooms before. I thought that they're pretty, and the leaves really beautiful. There is a lot of new growth, so it looks like there is more than one plant in there. And the pot was cute, so I got that. And then I found this, guys, look at that. And it's a long one. It's a regular string of hearts. These are kind of rare, at least here. And online, especially variegated one, is so expensive. So I wanted to start an experiment and propagate this one. I was thinking to start with this longest branch that's sticking out a little bit. But you know, I was thinking if I'm cutting from the bottom, wherever I cut, it will split 2 ways like this under the angle. And then I'm gonna have that odd look where I have long branches and then like wide, kind of like a broom on the bottom. So what I want to do is cut one long string in many different pieces and propagate. So I'm going to try to untangle this and separate this longest piece as far as I can go. Okay, so here it branched already in more than one branch. So I think I'm gonna, yeah, so there it is, right there, if you can see. So I don't know if I'm gonna cut all the way to the top or maybe cut up to that point. Let me bring something to cut. I'm gonna cut one here, and then I'm gonna cut here. And I'm gonna remove the leaves from one of the nodes like this so it can root here. And at this one I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one that I already cut. I'm gonna remove the leaves on the bottom node. I'm gonna leave these as they are. I have few more cuttings of this string of cards, just the variegated form. So I think I'm gonna have in total 5 or 6, and I'm gonna place them all together and see how fast they root. I'm gonna take just one more cutting here. I'm gonna remove the leaves from the bottom one. So I have 3 cuttings of each. I have water ready and I'm placing these in there. Right, and I'll keep you updated, guys, how it goes. So guys, this is exactly 7 days after I took cuttings, so I just wanted to check how they're doing. I forgot which ones are variegated, which not. I think it's hard to see right now. Oh, okay, so this one here, as you can see, has started growing roots in just 7 days and a little nod. Okay, so that's one of the cuttings. This one, nothing really. I don't see anything. So it looks like in 7 days, only one has started producing roots, so they probably need some more time. As always, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you soon in the next video.